astrologer Wonder Girl, and I'm here to give you your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, May 15th through Sunday, May 22nd. Now, this forecast is for my entrepreneurs, my makers, my business owners, my creators, my artists, anyone who's got a skill that they want to show to the world, that they want to use to make money or to help make the world a better place in some way, okay? So this one is going to be very much so focused on money that you own, resources, how to make money, if you manage people, how to manage people in a lot of ways, and also strategies on how to grow your business, what the energy is right for right now, what is God is telling you if you want to run a business that is spiritually in tuned, not only to you and your heart, but also to the universe. And so that is what I am going to tell you here on what to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, last week was basically a time when we were coming into a new time of experiencing our business. Perhaps for the past few months, we've been thinking about some business idea or some change in our business, some innovation, some new thing that we wanted to do in some way, okay? And last week was really the week that we made the decisions. We should have made the decisions on what we wanted our business to be, on what changes we wanted to make in the past few months. And last week was the week that we finally start to step into that new business idea or that new plan or whatever it is that we're doing and to move forward with it, okay? And the full moon in Scorpio last week marked the ending of a lot of changes, an ending of this constant redirection of our life and our business and who's going where and what's happening and that kind of thing. That is over. It's no more about making these changes. It's about moving forward and putting them into place. The full moon in Scorpio last week could also have been an ending of a debt that you had, of taxes of some sort. So if you had any debt to a person or a place or a thing, it could be a monetary debt. It could also be an emotional debt in some way. Last week was the week to cut the ties, to get rid of it, to end it. You know, to say, you know what, I'm not going to be beholden to this thing or this person anymore. I'm letting go of that. I'm moving on. It was also time to pay your bills. You know, tax season was not too long ago. It's time to kind of get rid of your debt and your taxes and that kind of thing so you can move forward and you can start making money in a way that is more true to you, a way that is more authentic, and a way that is really more stable, I want to say, and more exciting. All right, so we come into this week having hopefully ended a lot of these old debts in a lot of ways, come into this new change in our business and this new thing, whatever it is that we've been trying to do, and actually to start living it this week. And the beginning of this week, there's going to be a lot of communication about your future, about where you want your company to go, where you want your business to be in the future, okay? A lot of this is going to have to be about the risks you want to take, the creativity you want to show. You know, lots of communication about your risks that you want to take, about creativity, about who you are inside. Maybe you have to communicate to people in your company some of your goals and your plans for the future in some way, about where you want to be, about creativity. Encouraging people to be more creative. Could also be maybe some advertising that you're doing. You're letting other people on the outside of your business know what's going on the inside, where your goals are for the future, what it is that you really want, how creative you can be, what your heart truly is, what the heart of the company means moving forward. So there's a lot of communication happening there. There could also be a lot happening in terms of your public reputation, where unexpected things happen there. It does look set to be a good gain in your reputation, whatever it is, especially if you communicate and you move forward in some way. And so be on the lookout for that. There could also be some sparks of insight that come about a way that you want to innovate in your business, the way you want to move forward. Could also be your public reputation that increases in the industry and the way that other people see you in the industry that you do. That is also good. That's going to happen as a result of a lot of things going on, especially if you communicate, especially if you let people know what is going on with you and where things are heading. Now, a lot of this communication, though, isn't just going to be about what you want and risks and creativity and where your heart is, but also about your practical plans and how you can practically make these things happen and move into the future, especially with Mercury coming into Taurus. Things get more practical. It's also going to be about your money and your relationships moving forward. So not old debts from the past. You know, it's time to start a new clean slate where you're moving forward with a whole new set of, you know, resources, a whole new budget, so to speak, where you can move forward freely in that direction. Should be a lot that is happening kind of this week and kind of working with people. As we're making these communications, as we're getting these sparks of insights about what's happening, maybe some more innovative ideas are coming to us about the future. We are trying to overcome some things that have been hard for us or difficult for for us in our business. Perhaps these things could be secret matters that are going on behind closed doors with some people in the company, or things like that that have been very, very hard, or some, you know, weird things that have been going on in private, maybe behind the scenes, and you personally, if you're a solo entrepreneur, or it could be things going on with other perhaps members of your company that have been maybe weighing on you in secret. It's time to kind of learn to overcome some of those fears and some of those things that have been hard for you that you haven't talked about much and you haven't showed, and really begin to move forward into a new way and let the heart of your business show. Now, the interesting part of this week, especially towards the end, is that as we move forward on this risks, on this creativity, on what we want our business to be and how we want to manifest it, we need to make sure that we understand the heart of the business. And it's not just the heart of the business, because the sun is in Taurus. We need to understand our money issues, our relationships, people. A lot of it is the focus is put on that this month. You know, so it's not just about moving to the future, being creative, taking risks, you know, upping your business and your income and your revenue and that kind of thing. It's not just about that. It's also about what's practical and what's realistic, and about the logical steps that you can take to get to where you want, so that you're not in debt by the end of this, so that you don't have problems with employees or with coworkers at the end of this because of some decisions that you've made. And so I think that's really important to know this week, that as you move forward on this journey, you need to not forget about what's important and what you value, and the hearts of people, and your money and your resources, that you don't overextend, so that you don't burn them out, and so that you don't burn any bridges, which becomes a very, very important thing. We've also got Venus in Aries and an opposition in Jupiter in Libra. So that can make it a little interesting, that as we're trying to focus on things that we value, that are important, not upset anyone, perhaps that works on us, not get into debt, we still do want to move forward on our plans and on the things that work for us and that we're meant to be in at this time. So continue moving forward, continue trying to reach goals, to inform people of your goals, of where you want your company to be, but try to make sure that you do it in a way that is valuable, in a way that can give you the most value in the future, which is going to have a lot to do with money, a lot to do with resources, a lot to do with people, you know, your human resources too. So make sure to really get all of that stuff in order as you're moving forward, and to not neglect those, but to still continue to do what it is that you feel as though your company needs to move in and go in that direction at that time. Also remember to have patience. There are a lot of aspects this week that can be very difficult in terms of money, of course, and in terms of relationships. Not difficult per se, and like some big thing might be inflamed, although there may be some interesting things that do come with money and relationships towards the end of the week, because the moon is going to end right in between Uranus and Venus, but they are going to be aspects that are going to indicate patience. So be patient with people, be patient coming up with your budgets and your plans and how you want to spend things as you move forward. Everything's not going to happen overnight, okay, and you may have to take things a little slower than you want to take them, but still try to move forward and do what you want. And then finally, at the end of the week on Sunday, the very last day of the week for which I do these videos, the sun is going to enter Gemini, okay? And that's actually, I like it when this happens, because Gemini indicates a lighter mood, it indicates communication, and that is really going to end this time that you've been going through perhaps with your business recently, that is all about, you know, deep emotional stuff, or what it is that you value, and it's going to bring you to a much lighter time, you know, where it's not the heavy stuff you got to figure out about the company, where the company is going and what you want, but about communicating with people about what's going on. When the sun moves into Gemini on Sunday, it's going to be a very good time for talking to people within the company or that you work with about your plans, about things that you want there, and it's also going to be a good time for maybe advertising, for marketing, for getting your name out there, for letting people know who you are and that you exist, and doing things with the media. It's a very good time for that. Now, it may not be a good time immediately, because we do have a lot of semi-squares with Venus finishing up, and a lot of, and as these planets move into Gemini, they are also going to form semi-squares with other planets. So it may be, it may take you some time to ramp up when the sun moves into Gemini, to really focus on these communication, you know, matters and advertising and things like that. But things are going to get much easier, especially the first week in June, when it would be a really great time for you to get your name out there, for you to talk to a lot of people about what you're doing, and for you to use the media, communicate, you know, about what it is that you want in order to attract people to you and build your name up. So that's what I have for this week. I do have your tarot card, and I'm using this, actually, it's an oracle card from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck, which is made specifically, can't really see it, but is made specifically for entrepreneurs and for creators and anyone that's trying to create a soulful business. And this card that we have here is one step ahead is all you need. Okay, so this card, especially when it's reversed, indicates us trying to take too many steps ahead. Trying to go, 10, 15, 20 steps ahead, and needing to scale it back a little bit and realize as long as you're progressing a little bit at a time, you're fine. You don't need to move forward at like a rapid speed in order to get where you want. Just be steady, be determined, especially with the sun finishing up in Taurus. Do what it is you need to do, and that is all you need, and you will move forward. Do not worry if you feel as though you're not moving fast enough. Don't worry if you feel as though you don't have the expertise, okay? It's like, you can do this. Just get there, because there's a flip side of it too. Not only with this kind of card, do you want to move too fast to get to the future, but there's also a part of you that's like moving too slow, where you're just like, oh, this is never gonna work. Why even try? Why even take one step forward? And so it's kind of one thing, it's like keep it in balance. Don't move too far ahead, but don't not move at all. Make sure that you're motivated, make sure that you keep trying, make sure that you keep moving forward, okay? Because things are gonna happen. It may be a little slower than you want with people, with money, with working out some budgetary stuff, but it's gonna fall into place very soon for you, and to just keep trying. So that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please share, leave me some feedback, and I will talk to you later.